So this is a little tricky one to make a video of, but there's an in-class activity we're going to do. So I'm going to try to show it as best I can. So the first thing you're going to do is open up the Delta Math assignment for lesson 103. Then you're going to fill out a survey, and your classmates will as well. Now, if you do not want to fill out the survey, you just don't feel comfortable with it, it's totally fine. There is a question about gender. So if you don't feel comfortable filling it out for that reason or any other reason, you can still participate in looking at the statistics even if you don't fill it out. So here is what you'll see, lesson 103 in class activity, and there's a survey. So for myself, do female, and I have to do my height in inches, so I'm 70 inches. I filled this up before, so it remembers. Minutes to get ready in the morning. Let's say I take 45 minutes to get ready. My phone number ends with an odd number, and I was born in January to June. So I'm going to submit this survey. And right now, because I'm actually logged in as my first alphabetical student, who is Abby, it says Abby, and we're looking at data with height in inches, and we're sorting it by random. So the idea is the whole class is going to be filling out the survey. We'll see their height in inches, and it will be in random group 1 or group 2, and we're going to work from there. So right now, I'm going to return to the teacher account. That's how you'll fill out the survey, but I'm going to create a fake class. So we'll see what this looks like if the whole class had filled it out. So I am going to randomly generate 25 survey responses. So we're going to click generate. So I have all these different students with their names down here. Okay. This side, this is height in inches, randomly sorted. This side has an average height of 68.5 inches, and this side has a height of 65.9 inches on average. Okay, so what we do with these two groups, okay, is we calculate their mean difference. Okay, so what's the difference between these two? And then that's going to come up on the graph. So if you were in class, it says, after everyone who wants to has completed the survey, we will begin to generate random groups. Make sure that the data is set to height and sort by is set to random. Click the randomize groups button. This will randomly sort the class into 2 groups and show the average height of the groups. Okay, so right now if I click randomize groups, okay, we'll see the bottom numbers change, and then it asks me to fill in the mean difference. Okay, so one time I pressed randomize, which is what you will do. So right now we always do group 1's mean minus group 2's mean. So that's 66.8 minus 67.6. So that's going to be a negative difference, and that's negative 0.8 here. If I do the 66.8 minus 67.6. So I'm going to press try, and I'll scroll up so we can see what's going on. And here we see our little dot flying in, and negative 0.8 is closest to negative 1, so the dot flies there. So looking back at our directions now, if the answer is correct, you will see a dot fly into the dot plot with your answer rounded to the nearest 0.5. So actually it's nearest 0.5, not nearest whole number. So your classmates are going to be doing this too. They're going to be randomly, so their dots are going to be flying in at the same time, okay? Now you're going to go and repeat steps 3 through 6. So you're going to randomize the groups, find the new mean difference, and then put it in, and we should add some more dots to the group. So I'm going to do this 2 more times. So randomize groups. 69 minus 65.4, so that's a mean difference of 3.6. Now the first mean is greater, so we're going to try that, and we should see the dot flying into right around here, average, or the rounding to 3.5. So I'll do it one more time. Okay, so this time 68.4 minus 66, that's a 2.4 difference. Now this will go a lot faster in class because we're going to have everyone doing the dots at the same time. But now I'm going to do simulations. So I'm going to do 100 more dots, all at the same time. So the computer is going to randomize the groups, calculate the mean difference, put it on the graph 100 times very quickly compared to me doing it myself. So what's interesting here is you'll see that this kind of forms a normal curve. And we know that the more dots we do, the more it'll look like a normal curve. Just like when we were doing those other problems where we were finding the proportions and the means. So the first thing that we want to point out is that this graph occurred by chance. This is just randomizing the groups. So this is what happens by chance. If you take the groups, they don't always have a mean difference of 0. It's never perfectly 0, even though I haven't done any experimentation or anything like that. So it looks like here, we're looking at the lowest is -4 and the highest is 3.5. That's what happens by chance. So going back to our directions, it says, as a class, you'll be changing the sort by pull down menu to other options: last digit, even odd, months born, and male female. For each sort method, you will calculate the mean difference and compare it to your simulated sampling distribution. Determine if each result is something you would expect to happen by random chance or if it is a statistically significant result. At this point, your teacher is going to clear the simulations, but we haven't gotten there yet. So now I'm going to sort this by last digit of your phone number. So when I sort by last digit of the phone number, I get 66.2 over here and 68.8. So if I subtract those two, that's a mean difference of -2.6. So I go up here, -2.6 would be about here, okay? So interestingly, I am pretty close to the side, okay? If I was gonna cut about 2 or 3 dots off each side, we're pretty close to that being outside the confidence interval, but it is kind of in the middle, okay? So that probably didn't expect much from phone numbers, but it does end up with something there. So now born January to June versus July to December, this mean difference is very small. We have -0.5. So we're right here, right in the middle. So that's definitely not significant. That's right in the middle of what happens by chance, okay? So really what we're talking about is on the sides, outside of that 95%, that's significant stuff that doesn't happen by chance. In the middle, the difference probably just happened by chance. Now for male, female, if I subtract these two, I actually get a difference of 5. So if I go out here to 5, that's definitely something that really didn't ever happen by chance in those hundreds or 103 simulations we did. So we would say that that's statistically significant. Now, not for the video, but I can go through and do the same thing. I'm going to clear the simulations and we could do the same thing. So I'll show you just kind of what we would do in class. So I'm going to clear for all simulations. Okay, we still have our survey data down here. I'm going to change it to get ready. How long does it take you? And do random. And so we would do the same thing. This is different data, right? We're not talking about people being 25 inches. We're saying they take 25 minutes to get ready, but we would still find that mean difference. And then it would create that sampling distribution. Stuff on the inside usually happens just by chance, so I wouldn't think anything of it. Stuff on the outside, probably statistically significant or some sort of difference between the two groups. So in the packet, which is where we're going to go next, we take and really formalize and like, what do you need to know from this experiment so we can start answering questions.